And gentlemen, news coming out of Liverpool that Philippe Coutinho has told very close people to him, I don't know who very close people are, friends, family members, confidants, representatives, but Paul Joyce, along with many members of the Liverpool sort of football sporting journalist fraternity, stating that the Brazilian has said that he has played his last game for Liverpool. He believes that he has played his last game for Liverpool. Now, depending on where you read this or how you digest it, that's very much how this is being sold. He said in an interview, or he's told a confidant, or he's told people. If he's told someone in confidence, I don't quite know how this is leaked. But Philippe Coutinho is supposedly on his way out of Liverpool, as if we didn't know that this was going to happen even now or in the summer at the very latest. But we've done numerous videos on this channel ever since the summer, since the window's shut, that Philippe Coutinho would potentially be leaving. If people are asking, some people are asking here, where's the news from? Well, I've seen it on Twitter. So I think his Twitter name's at Dave O'Cop, as in the cop at Liverpool, at Anfield. Paul Joyce, who's a very well-known and respected football journalist. They're the ones that are saying this. I've just gone and done my research. I found it on a few websites as well now. But according to these two, this ain't me, this is according to these two journalists, Coutinho has told people, whomever these people are, as I say, friends, family, representatives, that he believes, as a player, that he will play no further part for Liverpool this season, that a move to Barcelona is on the cards. Now, let's cover some of the aspects hereof that we know. We know that Barcelona wanted him. We know that there is a supposed £130 million deal on the table. We also know that Nike, or Nike, depending on how you pronounce it, announced Coutinho to the world by allowing you to buy a Barcelona shirt with Coutinho's name on the back. Reports suggesting that Liverpool were going to take Nike to court over this. I do find a slight bit of irony in there, considering the dodgy dealings that went on to sign Virgil van Dijk. But I think maybe Liverpool were just sounding off a little bit. Hasn't been announced or done in the right way. But when you factor all of these things in, I don't think it's a coincidence. I believe that Coutinho always wanted to go. Once he came out and apologised to the club and to Jurgen Klopp, he very much got involved again very quickly with the Liverpool first team squad. He's done well in the last 4 to 5 months for Liverpool at Anfield. But I think if you're a Liverpool fan, if you're a Liverpool supporter, and you've been clinging on to hope that Coutinho was going to stay beyond this current season, indeed after January, I think that you must have realised at some point that holding your breath for that long is dangerous, because he always wanted to go. I always felt Liverpool were going to allow him to. If we go back into the summer, before I go to your live stream comments, make sure as well you're all smashing that like button for us as well. If you go back to the summer, for me, the only reason Liverpool didn't accept Barcelona's approach then was because the offer was fine. It was about 130 plus million, but the breakdown of it, there was a very small initial fee up front, and then the clauses in the transfer offer of how to get that to rise up to the £130 million mark were almost impossible tasks. There were things such as Coutinho had to win the Ballon d'Or and the Champions League in the same season, and Liverpool would get 20 million. Coutinho would have to win Player of the Year and win La Liga, and then they'd get another 30 million. So it was these things where, you know, they could win the league or the Champions League, but if the player doesn't win an individual trophy alongside that, they wouldn't get any money. They may never receive it. Liverpool rejected the offer. So I think from my point of view, look, for me, I believe Coutinho is going to go in January. I think the £130 million offer is going to come in. I believe the majority of that is going to be cash up front to put into the coffers of Liverpool. The reason I believe that is because I don't actually see the Fenway Sports Group backing Jurgen Klopp with the volume of money they had for Naby Keita and Virgil van Dijk without selling somebody. Because they don't have the aspirations to be champions of England, champions of Europe. SFG Like a lot of owners at clubs, they'll put a bit of money in, but they won't go full hog. They're happy for Liverpool to challenge for the top four, maybe go on a good cup run. That's the next 10, 15 years at Liverpool. And that's why the net spend might be. I'm doing a video on net spend later. Your net spend is always pretty good because if your club's ambitious or if it's small or if you can't hold on to your big players, your net spend's always good in those circumstances. City don't really sell players. Man United rarely sell players. Chelsea rarely sell players that they don't want to sell. That's why their net spends are not great compared to Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal. It's very simple logic when it comes down to it. Spurs have just scored another goal. 1-2-0 up. There we go. Mark Lewis here says, very bad news for Liverpool. Look, you say it's bad news, Mark, but this was always going to happen. It's like any Arsenal fans now getting upset about Ozil or Alexis Sanchez. This was already happening, so I don't see what people were getting stressed about. Going to go to a few more of these comments here. What are we saying? It's not... Sorry, this is what Oliver says. It's not rocket science. They're spending the money before he is gone, much like Everton did over the course of the summer. And that's exactly it with Liverpool. This is like false hope that they're giving their fans by spending this money. Like Everton, spending all that cash, they sold Lukaku. They've got to spend more. And the thing is with these football clubs, they have more money than they're spending. Liverpool are getting £150 million a year just in TV money. If they had anything about them, they'd have kept hold of Coutinho. There's a reason that City and Man United aren't forced into selling their best players very often. Man United, yes, with Cristiano Ronaldo, it happened. David Beckham was our choice. How often do you sell your big players when you're a big team? Harrison Lang says Coutinho is pretty much paying for Van Dijk and Keita. Good trade, in my opinion. Maybe, look, Coutinho's been one of their best players for a few years now, so I don't know if it's that good a deal. I want to know how about Arsenal's transfers. Look, Ahmed, we'll talk Arsenal another day. We're talking about Liverpool right now. How big an impact is this going to have on Liverpool's chances of winning the title in the next few... And when I say title, I'm talking any trophy over the course of the next couple of years. I know Mo Salah's been great. I know Coutinho... This is the thing you've got to imagine here. Like, Sadio Mane has been on the bench because he can't get in the team over Firmino, Salah and Coutinho. Now, Coutinho leaving, does that mean Sadio Mane might come back in? Oxlade-Chamberlain might play more games? Potentially. However, I look at it like, if you knew this man was going to go in January, why is he getting a starting place over Sadio Mane? That has the potential to start problems because Mane is going to be like, hang on a minute. You bring me to this club, I smash it in my first season. You've got a man here who wants to leave, and you're playing him over me when he's going to be leaving in January. Do you not have faith in me? That's where I think Jurgen Klopp's gone wrong here. Because Coutinho was always going. Could this be a blessing in disguise? Well, tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean by it could be a blessing in disguise. For me, this is bad news for Liverpool. Simple and as straightforward as that. Do you think Arsenal will get a result tomorrow? Yes, I do. Is Goretzka really coming to Liverpool? Well, big reports came out of Germany a few days ago. We did a video on it. They claimed the deal was done. They claimed that Liverpool were the front runners. The player wanted to go and work with Jurgen Klopp, and this was going to happen. And this would be great business for Liverpool. No doubt about it, a free transfer, etc. So there we go. But there have been counter reports since that Bayern Munich are now interested in the player. Man United have reared their head again as potential place for him to go to. Rahman here, one of our regular viewers who's a Liverpool fan, says, Terry, why would he want to leave when he can't play Champions League football in Barcelona this season? Because he wants to be a Barcelona player. Because he can go to Barcelona and actually win some trophies this year. He can win the Liga. Are they still in Copa del Rey? Potentially. So he can go and do those two things. He might not be able to play in the Champions League. Okay? But he's not winning the Champions League at Liverpool anyway. So of course he'd look at moving. And he wants to go there. He wanted to be there 3 or 4 months ago. He wants to go there now. And someone just said, I'm having a slide. I'm not having a slide dig. I'm telling you what I think. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I spoke about this back in the summer. I did one just outside my workplace video, just like this, and I spoke about how, you know, Jurgen Klopp was working really hard to convince Coutinho to stay and to perform and to get back on the pitch after being really disappointed that Liverpool didn't sell him, and all this sort of conversation. This was always going to happen. Stevie Nichols says, Liverpool are solidified top 4. Craig Burley, you'll be eating your words. Okay, they've been arguing with each other, have they? Coutinho will be fantastic at Barcelona while Iniesta is getting older. That's what he's been brought there for. People think he's a Neymar replacement. He's not. Coutinho isn't as important as you think he is. Well, see, I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that because for 2-3 years, Liverpool fans have been talking about him being their best player. You can't have a man who's that creative and that good, that brilliant, Barcelona bound, £130 million transfer, and then suddenly Liverpool fans are like, I don't think he's even really that important to us. Of course he is. Who's going to step up and replace him? You have no one there that can. No one of that ilk or quality. Naby Keita, let's see what he can come in and do. But Philippe Coutinho has been one of the best players in the Premier League over the last 3 years. Sean Walker here says Keita. Look, Naby Keita and Coutinho for me are different players. So maybe there's a different direction there. Naby Keita is coming in to replace the likes of Emre Can and Jordan Henderson. So again, Coutinho is going to go and do a different role at Barca than he's currently got at Liverpool. Coutinho plays part of that front three, generally speaking, right? Or, unless I'm wrong. Unless I'm wrong. Someone tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, put my hands up. Queen of the Statham says Liverpool are finished. With or without Coutinho, Paul are still finished. Done. Prehistory. Prehistoric, he means. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, there are different formations. Might change next season. That mini diver said that, yeah, the formations might change. Maybe. Keita is not creative, is what a few people said. No, he isn't. I don't know what that one means. I hope he goes and we win the Champions League. Then Real destroy the league next season and everyone blames him. Liverpool are not winning the Champions. Look, Liverpool ain't winning the Champions League because you don't defend well enough. I think that Virgil van Dijk is going to come in and improve that somewhat. But the problem they always with defenders is the structural setup of the team. It's the fact that I believe Jurgen Klopp ignores this area of training a lot. In my view. Although your defending at home is pretty good, but that's because your attack is so great, which will now be hindered with Coutinho leaving. If indeed Coutinho is right in that he's played his last game for Liverpool. Coutinho to Barcelona means Griezmann to Man United is more likely. I don't know about that. Maybe financially, yes, but Barcelona were scouting Coutinho ever before Neymar left. He was always been seen, well, not always, but in the last few years, he has been seen as the replacement for Andreas Iniesta. Terry, surely you're happy about this being a... Look, I'm happy because of it's a rival being weakened, but I said this in the summer. I don't want to see Aguero leave the Premier League, Coutinho leave the Premier League. It's a sign of weakness for us. We have the most amount of money now. We hold ourselves in high esteem of being the biggest clubs and the biggest club, the biggest and the best leagues. We need to be able to keep these players from leaving. We need to be able to financially stop them from going. And for me, if Liverpool came in with bigger offers, signed bigger players, spent more money over a longer term period and built a better squad that was actually challenging for honours, Coutinho may not be leaving. Jake Fox here, what do you think about the Hazard to Madrid thing? I think that Madrid would have gone in for Hazard with a bit more vigour had he not busted his ankle last summer. Eden Hazard is kind of refusing a new deal at the moment. Let's watch this space. But Real Madrid at some stage are going to have to start thinking about a replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo. They also have to look something beyond Gareth Bale because his body is systematically letting him down. But listen, that's the supposed news. I want your views, your opinions. Smash the like button for us as well. Has Coutinho played his last game for Liverpool? We'll have to just wait and see. Everybody take care, good bless, good night, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.